What's going on, guys? This week's video is on a revised and edited speech. So I'm going to be talking about something that I've already talked to you guys about, which is going to be my charity. So basically my goal for this speech is to just have my whole speech run a lot more smoother and just not stutter as much, or whenever I don't know what to say, don't have those weird awkward moments of silence. So we'll see if I can just do a better job this time. So the charity that I donate to for a great cause is called Share Your Harvest. Share Your Harvest is run by the Missouri Department of Conservation. So basically what happens here is deer hunters all throughout Missouri can donate each and every deer that they'd like to the Share Your Harvest program. And the way this works is when a hunter harvests a deer and they don't want the meat, they just want to give it away, or they don't have any use for it, they can take it to a local meat processor and tell the meat processor, hey, I would like to donate this meat to Share Your Harvest, and the conservation will cover every single dime to have that meat processed. And so this meat is just processed and is shipped to a local charity where it is dispersed to all the families who can't afford to buy meat, can't afford to feed their families, and just families that need the meat a lot more than the hunters themselves. So this works out great for both the hunters and the people, because oftentimes the deer population is so high that hunters need to take deer off their land, and oftentimes we don't always need that meat. We kill enough deer in a year that for us to have, and so but we still need to take more deer off the land to thin out the population as much as we can, because it's just growing each and every year. So this allows deer hunters to harvest more deer and give to a great cause. Just help out thousands of families across Missouri that just can't afford to have meat, and just give their families food on the table. So in 2017, deer hunters donated 300,000 pounds, which is around 5,000 deer. So if you can imagine 5,000 deer going to families across Missouri, I mean, it's just a great cause, and just feeding all those families that can't afford it. And so another cool thing about the Share Your Harvest is, so there's seven different counties in Missouri, and they test for chronic waste disease in 4 of these counties. So if you harvest a deer out of one of these 4 counties, you have to take it to the conservation, and they cut a little sliver out of its jaw or something like that, and they can test it to tell if it has chronic waste disease or not. So obviously if it has this disease, it's not going to be donated. The meat is contaminated, and they're not gonna feed it to the people. I'm not exactly sure what they do with this meat. I'm sure they dispose of it and get rid of it and make sure that nobody is taking in that bad meat. So the cool thing about this is we can pinpoint the areas where chronic waste disease is strongest, and we can try to figure out exactly what's different in these specific counties that are heavier with chronic waste disease than the others that aren't. So this helps us pinpoint the disease and actually just gather information on why these deer are getting chronic waste disease and why other deer in other counties aren't. So that's just another really cool thing about the Share Your Harvest program. So the deer populations have continued to rise since 2015, and the reason they've rose since 2015 was because the chronic waste disease hit in 2014, and this just wiped out a large hunk of the deer herd. But the deer have had no problem coming back from that and just repopulating. You guys know, you drive around, there's just deer everywhere. You almost hit them every other night when you're driving home. So it just this program just helps out everybody. It just helps us harvest more deer. It keeps people safer on the roads, and it just donates to a great cause. So all around, the Share Your Harvest program is just a wonderful program that gives to the needy and keeps us hunters happy and helps us thin out the deer population to try to keep everybody safe.